So today in the post I got a package which is something I've been waiting for quite a while, which is the PSIO device for the PlayStation 1, which is this little doohickey over here. Basically it's, you know, like the EverDrive cards for the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Game Boy. It's basically one of those devices. But basically you put your games onto an SD card, plug it into here, this little device, and this plugs into the power port. We can get it open, which I can't with one hand. Let's try it again. There you go. Plugged into the power port of the PlayStation. Like so. They've actually managed to match the colour of it, so it matches the actual console itself. So basically, yeah, it allows you to play all your games, copy your library of games onto an SD card, and play them on the PlayStation. This one, the CD drive isn't too good. Doesn't read CDs that well, and it's my launch SCPH 1002. 1001 never came out in PAL regions. It was only in Japan, I think. They had the 1001 version of the consoles. There is one other device that needs to be soldered onto the actual PCB board of the PlayStation, which is this device here. Basically, if you don't install that, then the PSIO device won't work. So what I'll do is, I think it's only 5 or 6 solder points, which aren't particularly hard to solder to, and I think there's 3 traces you have to cut, which is a bit of a pain, but it'd be nice if you could just use the actual device without having to mod the PCB board of the PlayStation. But yeah, as I said, this system isn't actually working that well, so I haven't got a problem cutting some traces on the board and soldering some wires to it. It looks like it could be reversed if you need to, just by bridging the traces you cut. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my PlayStation apart, solder in the board, and then I'll come back, because I don't think anyone wants to see me solder and cut traces really, and tin wires. So I'll start again when the board is installed. One thing I thought I would do quickly is just go over how many screws have to be undone to get into the PlayStation. I'm sure a lot of you know what they are, but basically there's 5 on the back underneath to unscrew. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all visible. As none, good as Sony, as none of them hid underneath the like any stick or anything like that, and they're just basic Phillips screws, which is easy. So once you take that off, the top of it should just lift off. Basically here you want to, first of all, I've unscrewed these already, there'll be a screw here, one there, and 3 up here. That basically lifts off, and then you'll have another screw here, one there, and one there. Here, down here, this ribbon cable is attached to that slot there. That just basically pulls out. Same for this. So that just plugs into there like that. You need to pull that out. Then the laser assembly just lifts off. Basically this is the power board. Again, that's connected with a socket there, so just pull that out. And here we have the controller ports Again, another ribbon cable which just pulls out. We lift that out, put to one side, and then this metal tray should lift off, as so, to expose the board. And then basically there is no screws, I don't think, holding this down. It'll just be a simple case of lifting it off, he says. But again, this is hard to do one hand. There is another screw actually, sorry, just there. So let me get my Phillips screwdriver. It's good of them to camouflage it in black, so I couldn't see it. That's off, and now it should just lift out, unless there's another one. Oh, there's another one there as well. Yeah, this copper conducting pad sort of like was glued to the metal shell here, but just have to peel that off gently if you can. And, it should, if it's your first time of removing it, it should stick back down again. Oops. Again, this isn't ideal doing it with one hand. Obviously you will have both your hands free when you're doing this. So now, looking over, I think that is all the screws. Yep, there you go, it's easy to lift it out. Mine already has a mod chip installed. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. But basically the PCB board of the PSIO is situated here. And basically I think one wire is soldered up to the power port and various other ports around the board, but as I said, I'll solder that in now and come back when it's done. So I finally got the switchboard fitted. There's I believe there's nine solder points. You have 2 over here, so that's 1, 2, 3 up here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the ground down here, which is 9. Yes, there's 9 solder points. There's also 3 traces you've got to cut. I don't know how well this is going to show up in this video, but there's one which is pretty much just underneath this wire here. There's a trace you cut underneath there. There's one over here, a trace there you cut, and finally there's one just in there, which again you're probably not going to be able to see very well in the video. So yeah, it took me about half an hour to install. Don't worry about this device here with the grey wires on, that's a mod switch, a region mod that was added. I didn't do that because I got it paid for probably when I first got the console. If I'd known it was only going to be 4 switches, 4 solder points, I'd probably done it myself rather than paying the 100 odd quid it was back in 1995 time. But yeah, it's all fitted in now, so what we'll do now is we'll close the PlayStation back up and set up an SD card. I'll probably do a video bit of that, add it to this on the computer to show you how to add that, and then we'll go and test it out. Right, so the PlayStation's all screwed together now. I have plugged the PSIO in the back, put my SD card in. Basically all that needs to be in the SD card in the root directory is a menu .sys, which I'll put a link in the description below of the website where you download the files and the manual for the PSIO device. And basically each game's got to go in its own folder. Some games where it streams the audio from the CD, they need to be patched at the moment, the way it sets up, because this doesn't actually support Q files at the moment, but apparently it's something that might be added later on. So at the moment, just use a program that converts it, the Q file, to something I think is called QU3 file or something. So then it does actually play CD music, which is good. So let's power it on. The old PlayStation boot up screen. Goes here with a list of our games. So let's put one there. So basically push X to load it. You can add box art, but again that's something that's not supported at the moment, but later on you'll be able to have your picture of the box art. Push X to play. Yeah, it seems to work alright. 7 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, let's reset it. Just boot up the PlayStation logo again. It'd be good if there's some way to do it so it just goes back to the game list again, rather than having to go through this boot up process all the time. But yeah, it seems to work. Worked perfectly. All your game collection on one MSD card. Excellent stuff.